Mountains aren't anything unfamiliar to BYU students, but mountains that could spew lava out at any second bring a new level of excitement to hiking. The BYU Geology Department ventured to Italy, where they studied 4 active volcanoes in 7 days. The first volcano on the list? Mount Etna. It is the second most active volcano in the world, and it just erupted 7 days before the group's arrival. The students are hoping for an eruption, but if the volcano is sleeping, that means they can hike all the way to the top of the summit, which will allow them to gather data that would be unavailable if the lava were flowing. The group had to take a tram, then minibuses that resemble monster trucks, before they even got to start their hike. Even without lava spewing, it was no cakewalk getting to the top. Gloves are required so that if one fell, their hands would not get cut. The jagged rocks cut up the hiker's shoes and any flesh that wasn't covered.
The only problem is that wherever we go in this moment, there are no path marked because the lava flows, this recent lava flows, have cut all previous paths. So we have to walk on the flow.
And when it wasn't jagged rocks they were dealing with, it was the snow. The height of the mountain varies depending on the summit eruptions, but it currently stands about 11,000 feet high, enough for it to get pretty cold. Although there were various elements to deal with, most in the group weren't too concerned about the weather or tripping, as this was their first time on an active volcano.
It's quite the volcano to have your first experience walking along it. Just you can feel the power of creation.
Along the way, the students, alumni, and professors collected rock samples for various studies they are doing. One focuses on tiny ore deposits that are best studied in various circumstances.
This is a chlorine-rich volcano, so perfect conditions, protected environment here. Hasn't rained in the last 2 weeks, so I mean, we hit the jackpot. I mean, this was ideal.
The BYU Geology Department is looking to study how ore deposits are formed in and around the volcano.
If we understand how these form, then we can help find large ore deposits. And you know, if you find a 300 million ton copper deposit, that would certainly be helpful to mankind.
Students had to chip away at rocks to find these mineral deposits. Then they would place them in bags to be brought back home and to be studied later.
So much work for something so small.
When choosing rocks, they had to be careful, and this wasn't because of the jagged edges.
It burned me when I first picked it up. It's starting to cool now, but the ground beneath our feet is still quite warm.
After finding some mineral deposits, the hikers continued their steep hike up to the top of the summit.